Hey guys, welcome to this new series called Millennial Real Life Budget Reviews, where we are going to be sitting down and taking a look at one of your real life budgets. So I have a form that you can fill out for free below if you are interested in having your budget reviewed right here on YouTube. We're going to go over what this person's income and expenses are, and then also address some of their financial struggles and financial goals to get them on the path of feeling better and financially confident with their money. Stick around. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. Now, I've been budgeting for over 11 years now. I started right after college to address the $35,000 in student loan debt that I had. So 2.5 years later, on a $37,000 income, I had completely paid it off. Now, I've been documenting my journey, and not only that, but just teaching others how to get out of debt and live payment free. I thought it would be really interesting to take a look at your budget and see exactly what's going on and how we can help this person just streamline and organize their finances. So we are going to be taking a look at someone who is an office admin at a dentist's office. They bring in a take-home monthly income of $3,200. In addition to their monthly take-home pay, the biggest thing that they are struggling with financially is credit card debt. They also want to address two big goals. One, they want to get out of debt, and two, they want to build up their savings for the very first time. I think these are great goals and ones that we can definitely address. I also asked if there was anything that they'd like us to know more about their financial situation, and they said, my car loan is through my work, but I want to change jobs, so I'm trying to prioritize paying off my car loan first, then the credit card debt. And I'm curious, they said, they work at a dentist's office, but the car loan is through the dentist office work. So I'd like some clarification on that just to understand, but I'll go ahead and take a look and keep that in mind when we're coming up with their debt-free plan. Let's go ahead and hop into their budget and see what's going on. All right, so this is a look at their monthly budget, and right away it's just so aesthetically pleasing. I love how they color coded each of the little boxes here. So basically they took the budget toolkit template and then just vamped it up to meet their own needs. I love that. Okay, so let's take a look at their debt. They have the car loan of a minimum monthly payment of $250. Looks like they are paying the actual minimums, and then the interest rate is 0 at $12,000. So maybe it was a perk to go through the company because they got a 0% interest rate. And I'm curious, is that for the life of the loan? If so, I'm like, wow, that's a really good deal. Highly doubt it. It's probably for a limited amount of months. And then they have a Rivermark Platinum credit card, $80 monthly minimum payment at 6.4% interest with $2,000 on it. A personal loan with a minimum monthly payment of $510. Looks like they haven't paid that one yet, at 10.5% interest with $12K on that debt. And then Capital One, $50 monthly minimum, haven't paid on that, and that's also at 0% with $2,000 left. So all together they have $28,000 in total debt. And then we mentioned that their income is $3,200 for the month, their total expenses. And so without these payments, it looks like they're in the clear, but obviously that's going to change. Let's take a look at their fixed, fun, fudge, and future stuff, their budget. So looks like their rent mortgage payment is $700. That's a blessing. That is in alignment with your monthly take home. $95 for cell phone, internet, $32. That's really cheap for your internet. Groceries, they spent about $400 so far, but they've budgeted for $200. $75 for electricity. Looks like they have some subscriptions here for $16, Patreon $21, and then all of these subscriptions, Netflix, Disney, Car insurance, renter's insurance. Okay, so they are renting. $40 a month, $77 per month for car insurance. And then they have a couple $100 saved up for fun. $200 for restaurants, shopping, haircut, $140 per month on haircuts. Miscellaneous, $200, waxing, $105. Okay, and then nothing left over for the savings. Okay, oops. Okay, so there are two big things that this person said they wanted to address: the savings and their debt. Number one, we absolutely need to make sure that there is savings built up for your emergency fund. That has to take place. If you were to lose your job, get sick, get in a car accident, something drastic, you need to have cash set aside in a high yield savings account so that you can use it to pay for an emergency. God forbid, even if you just got a flat tire and you had to buy a replacement tire, where's that money coming from? We want to make sure that is set up in place. So number one, let's work on an emergency fund plan and build that up to 2 to 3 months of expenses. So I'm just gonna write this in here because this person gave me editing access. So build 2 to 3 months of living expenses in a separate savings account, a high yield savings account, such as with Ally Bank. Capital One 360 is an also really good bank account, and these are paying close to 2% now in interest, so that's great. So what I would suggest to do is make minimums on all of your debts right now and really focus on building up 2 to 3 months of living expenses. So what I'm talking about with that is just covering your basic living needs, your rent, your food, your utilities, any car related expenses. All of those things need to be included on your living expenses. So let's just take a look at what that might be. So it's definitely going to be your rent. We're going to include cell phone, internet, groceries, electricity, gas. We'll include prescriptions on that because I'm not sure what type of medication that you'll have that would require you absolutely need to take. So these are all of the things that I can see that absolutely need to be spent on. In case of an emergency, in case you lose your job, we need to have this money set aside. You can get rid of the Netflix, you can watch YouTube for free, you can get rid of the Disney Plus, all of those things. Discord, Cloud, AC Islands, I'm not really quite sure what that is. We can just go ahead and ignore that for now. It's only $15 a month. Okay, so $1,300, almost $1,400 is what you need to have for 1 month of living expenses set aside. So if I was to do that times 2, then we need about $2,700 in your starter emergency fund. If we did 3 months, about $4,000. So I would say $2,700 to $4,000. You could just call it $3,000 to start, and that's what I would start with. So let's go ahead and include that here. So your goal amount would be $3,000. So if we know that this is going to be kind of your 2 to 3 months of living expenses here is $3,000, then let's have your budget reflect that taking the highest priority. So what we're gonna do is we are going to have to start shaving off some money in other areas of your budget in order to make sure that we are starting to save for the emergency fund. Right away, I see areas of your budget that we can absolutely save money on. Starting with the cell phone. If this is for one line, that is very expensive. And let me suggest to you Mint Mobile. I recently switched to Mint Mobile and now it is so cheap. The starting plans are $15 per month. The unlimited plans are $30 per month. So if you're worried about not having unlimited data, don't worry, they have a plan for that and it's $30 per month. So really, I could change this to $30 and then already we've got some money set in place. All right, so we have $219 to put into the emergency fund. So even if I just make that change, and let's say I put, now if we do $210 per month, $3,000 divided by 210, we're looking at about a year in order for you to save that up. But I'm guessing you want to build up that emergency fund a lot quicker than that. So if that's the case, then we can kind of go down here and see what other areas can we actually shave off of. I wonder if you could maybe split your Netflix and Disney Plus subscriptions with a friend or a family member and get those costs down. Because if we do that and we can split that in half, let's say this is $8 and this is $4, now we're shaving off even more money. That's looking really good. I wonder, your renter's insurance per month, that seems really high. I think you could even get that down to $10 if you bundle that with your car insurance. Look that up. See if you can do a bundled discount on that, because my renter's insurance is definitely not that high. I feel like, and even if you could maybe pay that in one lump sum for the year, you can get that at a cheaper discount. Okay, so this is the fun area. I definitely want you to have fun, but I think we might need to just pull back a little bit. So what I would love for you to do is take a look at restaurants, shopping, haircut, kind of your blow money, miscellaneous, and the waxing. Which one are you like, I absolutely have to have that? Whichever one of those is, let's keep money in there and then scale back on the rest. So I'll kind of base it off of what I like, which is the restaurants and shopping. Those are things that I find myself spending money on every single month. And I think some of this other stuff we could scale back on. Like the haircut, are you truly spending $140 per month on a haircut? Or was this just a one-time deal? If we're talking about maybe, you know, $60 at most for a haircut and you're going every 2 to 3 months, then maybe you only put aside $20 per month for the haircut. And then that's gonna free up $170. I love this. Okay, miscellaneous. Not sure what you're spending money on. Maybe it's just like if you see something, you buy something at the gas station, you go out with friends. Maybe could we drop that temporarily to $150? Maybe the waxing we just completely get rid of. That's really a personal preference, but I feel like if you can temporarily, look at this as just temporary. I'm just making cuts temporary. I'm not even touching restaurants and shopping because that's what I'm thinking is most important to you, but maybe the waxing is more important to you than shopping and restaurants. But let's just see if I cut that out temporarily. I've now freed up $326 of your personal spending. Like this is the discretionary spending here, and it maybe a little bit of the subscriptions and your cell phone plan. I mean, these are easy fixes. So now we have over $300 that we could put towards the emergency fund. So let's just make that $500. And then we have just a little bit of cushion here to kind of play around and add back into your budget. So if we did, let's see, the goal was 3K, right? So now we can do $3,000 divided by 510. In less than 6 months, you could have a fully funded starter emergency fund. And then what I love about this, set it to 3K and then stop. Your emergency fund is taken care of for the time being. After you pay off your debt, then we can go back and build it up to like a fully funded 6 months plus of emergency fund savings. So I think this is a great step for you. And if you have the opportunity to do some side hustles, I have a video that's coming out about real life side hustles that millennials have done that could even accelerate this even more. But you could put $500 per month towards the emergency fund. In 6 months, after you've built it up to 3K, stop. This drops down to 0. Now you've got $500 back in your budget. Then this is gonna go and address your car loan. So we can actually make this $750. And now we're putting everything towards the car loan. Now, I don't know how long it's at the 0% interest rate, but if we divide that up, we've got 16 months at $750. You could be car debt free in just over a year. And we haven't even talked about adding in extra income opportunities for you. I think I could deal with the job for 16 months if I knew I wanted to pay off my car loan before I wanted to switch jobs. I think this is very doable for you. I love this. So I just made, all I did with your budget is just make some quick little changes to some of your subscriptions. I think this is doable to go in with somebody on. Absolutely check out Mint Mobile. I've had no issues with Mint Mobile. I think it's fabulous. And then I just made some changes to your fun money. I reduced the haircut. I completely took out waxing, but I didn't change restaurants or shopping. Alternatively, you could maybe find something cheaper to the waxing. Maybe it's something that you do at home versus going into like a salon. I don't know. Salons, I guess. Anyway, versus going in store, you could do any kind of combination of that. Or maybe you set aside, let's see, we still have money left over. Maybe you set aside $35 per month for waxing, and instead of doing it every single month, you do it every 3 months. I know that's kind of hard to do because once you wax, like, you got to stay on it. But I feel like this is something that is very doable for you. Okay, so that is a look at your monthly budget. That's how I would prioritize it. Get the emergency fund built up as quickly as possible. Remember, it's only temporary. We're only talking about 6 months. 6 months will fly by, especially if you can add in a side hustle and put any extra income, sell things on Facebook Marketplace, get that income up, then stop. Then move all of that money that you were putting towards the emergency fund and put it towards the car loan. If you can put $750, that is discipline right there. If you can put $750, which is doable, you still have all of your stuff taken care of, plus fund money, plus $3K in emergency fund savings. If you can stick with that $750 payment for 16 months, you are car debt free and you are on your way. Then you can snowball that into the next thing, into your next credit. Like I would address the 10.5% personal loan easily. I can't believe the minimum payment is $510. That's crazy. I think this is absolutely doable for you. Okay, that's a look at a millennial real life budget. If you would like to have your budget reviewed for free right here on the channel, get some tips and tricks, be sure to fill out the form below. If you want to take this a step further and you're like, Justine, I really need you to walk me through this and hold my hand on this journey, I got you. Check out my budget bootcamp program. It's one-on-one budget coaching. You and I work in a private setting over Zoom to get you back to that feeling of financial confidence and less overwhelm. I will link to that in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you want to see this in a series, be sure to give this a big thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.